Hello, boys, girls, and fellow Chiliheads. Ben here from Firepod Spot, and welcome to the first of my vlogs. So, I'm doing that YouTube thing where you point the camera at yourself and start talking. But no, I'm not going to be talking about politics and religion and all this other stuff that's got utterly nothing to do with the main channel content. Um, no, it's all going to be strictly business here, or stuff that I think that is relevant to the theme that you might be interested in hearing about. I'll be answering a few questions here actually. If you guys have got questions, feel free to comment them. I will answer in a short while why the comments by approval only. There's a good reason for that, but it doesn't mean that I'm hostile to receiving questions or even criticisms. I'm actually quite happy to receive those, so long as they're done in a constructive and polite manner. Then I will answer you constructively and politely. It's just the way it is. So, the basic function of these vlogs would be to sort of serve as a catch-up place, where I can sort of cover the stuff that I'm not doing in my main videos. Like, my videos are things like reviews and stuff like that. So I can hardly talk about, or at least without waffling too far on in those, about things that are coming up soon, or stuff that I've got planned for the channels and stuff like that, or answering a few questions that I notice come up fairly frequently. So yeah, like I can't do those in that main content there, so I'll do it here instead in these sort of things. So that's what it's all about. So it's a big long-winded way about it, but basically short and sweet of it is that it's the place where I can talk about all the relevant stuff that doesn't get brought up elsewhere. I guess that's the best way of putting it. All right, so I suppose rolling on to business. The first of those questions that I'll be answering is actually why the comments are approval only and not open like many other channels. And the reason why is because I have noticed a lot of YouTube channels, especially ones that aren't particularly big channels, they just descend into, and even some of the big ones suffer really bad for it too. It's like on either extreme, either the really low ones or the really high popularity ones just descend into chaos. The comment sections are always lit up full of arguments and like just trolling, like name calling and all this other crap. It's like I hear the argument frequently about freedom of speech, but the fact of the matter is that no one signs on wanting to hear that crap. I'm pretty sure. If some people do, then I'm sure there's another place for them to do that. The fact of the matter is that, like, if you're tuning in to watch my videos with my reviews, it's because you're interested in seeing reviews that I'm doing, not talking about whatever president's out there and whatever country is doing what, or and believe me, I've seen some really bad ones, or the other one where they see me, like, well, see someone like me. I haven't had it yet, but see other people sort of doing things like chili eating and stuff like that, and say, oh yeah, well, I'm bigger and tougher than you, which is starts off okay, but then it descends into just idiocy, and we don't need that. Like, it's just basically to make it a more pleasant space. It's not because I'm some sort of Nazi who's going to cut out criticism. Someone want like if I say something on the channel and someone wants to correct me, I'll allow the comment and respond back, and everyone can see me being corrected. I've got no shame in that. That's all good. Um, it's just that if you want to start saying things about me personally, like my personal life or something like that, then no one else has to see that. That's pretty much the thing. It just keeps things comfortable and neat for everybody involved. It's not just for myself. So yeah, that's a short and sweet answer to it. And I'll throw it in here. It's probably the most political I'll ever get about it. But here's the thing: the argument about freedom of speech is that it's not entitlement to treat people like dirt. It's an entitlement to speak an opinion. Well, your opinion will be spoken because, and especially in this format, because I didn't disable comments. I made them approval only. I still see it. So you got to say your opinion, and I got to hear it, but all these other onlookers didn't have to be exposed to it if it's a tirade. That's pretty much the best way of putting it. So freedom of speech still protected as far as my understanding of it's concerned, but yeah, everyone else doesn't have to be hassled, bullied, and pestered by it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, it's a bit of a grimmer topic, but it does need to be brought up occasionally in these things. So I thought I might just go straight onto it and say that's the reason why, and I'm going to keep comments by approval only. I welcome your comments if you have something constructive to say, positive or negative. It's, if you're polite, I'll allow it. I've got no shame at all, like I said, in basically answering something, even if you're basically going, "Hey, you idiot, called that that thing this when it's actually that." No problems. Yeah, it's just like I said, there's the idiocy, and I'm sure you hear the phrase all the time, "Welcome to the internet." Most of you would have seen it already. I'm just making this one less place where you have to deal with it. So that's it. Yeah, long-winded, but that's the answer. That's why. The second thing that I will bring up is the old question of what's up with the headsets, and the reason for it is quite simple as well. It is that I'm not rich enough to buy a really good studio mic, and these things, microphones, are a lot better than things that I can afford. And I already have these because, in my free time, when I'm not working and doing this stuff, I like to play games and I like to, listen to music and stuff like that. So that means that the headset's already a given. So why not use it? And case in point also about, how the whole budget thing works is that, you'll notice that this is a different one to my last one. My last one, it was a good headset, but it broke on me. These things happen. I'm moving as well, so these things happen occasionally. My own silly fault. I'm not going to blame the manufacturer for that one, so I'm not going to rant on about how bad it is. It's just the fact is it broke. It needed replacing. Had I been trying to buy a studio mic for doing this stuff with, I would have been left without a headset. So, yeah, it's it just highlighted to me again why it's don't worry about looking silly with this thing on when it works. So, yeah, that's the reason for it. Alright, so I guess the next thing that will come up is why all the dates are weird on Season 1 of Firepod Spot and the first couple videos of Season 2. Although the Season 2 ones will be less noticeable because it does say 2017 and it's 2017 when they were posted. They just weren't posted when they were done. The reason for it being is that this whole thing started off as a Facebook group basically, and it actually didn't start off with all these pod reviews and stuff like that. It actually started off with me babbling on about my garden, my chili garden. And I'm talking about all the chili related stuff that I found around the place and thought was interesting at the time. I founded the group so that people who weren't into that didn't have to see that clogging up their newsfeed. Basically, it was a way of filtering out interest for people. If you're interested, you can sign on for the group and see it. If you weren't interested, then you didn't have to worry about it. That was pretty much it. And then the pod reviews started happening after, I posted a video up there. It's in this extra here, but it's not on my main channel, because it was kind of a not great quality video. But it was me basically demonstrating that I'm not really afraid of hot chilies, and ended up shoving a ghost chili in my mouth and eating it. That thing's, like I said, it's here anyway. So if you're really interested in seeing it, it's there. But yeah, ever since I did that, then the whole thing of pod reviews came up. I got a lot of a lot of inbox messages about that, saying, hey, you should do some of these things. There are only a couple guys on YouTube who do pod reviews that are worth checking out. And I thought, yeah, okay, if I can get hold of these things, sure. And then one thing led to another, and I found myself occasionally getting a good supply of them and some rather interesting ones. So here we are. Um, Now, the reason why I didn't put it straight onto YouTube straight away is because, yeah, no beginner to watching YouTube videos, but certainly a beginner to posting them. I didn't realize that you could actually filter the comments and disable them, or make them approval only. And I didn't want to put things up there and then have to go spending all my free time filtering through spam and stuff like that when one of these people trying to, sell you the latest virus-laden website, or free movies here, or any of that other crap. Um, because it doesn't happen all the time, but I thought to myself, if it did, I didn't want to have to go through all that, and I kind of would owe it to the decent people out there who want to watch my videos to filter it and sort it. Like I said, found out later on, I know, idiot, that, yeah, it has a feature for that. You can sort that out. So then I decided to migrate over here. And that meant that I had to shift everything over at a particular time, which was this year. And one thing led to another, and it turns out that there's a lot of stuff that says 2016 that's actually posted on 2017, and that's the reason. Because that's when it actually got migrated over. YouTube's dates when you publish it on YouTube, not when you publish it at all. So, like anywhere else. So that's the reason for it anyway. So, yeah, nice and simple. Now, the good news for you guys is that all that confusion and weirdness is over. I'm caught up. That means that I can then just move forward, and everything will be dated correctly and all that. The other thing that I will be telling you guys here, just in case you aren't familiar with the goings on that I've been talking about in my Facebook page, is that I'm in the process of moving right now. And even if that isn't a concern, which it is, it's a big thing that takes up a lot of my time, I'm also quite busy working a lot of the time. What that means is that my videos are a bit sporadic, to say the least. So if I disappear for a little bit of a while, like weeks at a time, it's not because I'm not doing them anymore, it's just because I got busy. Same with if I promise, oh, something's coming soon, and it's been days or weeks. It's not that I'm never doing it, it's that unless I say so. It's just that things happen and it got in my way. So just a friendly heads up that, yeah, like I can't promise you, and I won't promise you videos like every single day, or really really frequently, but they will happen when I'm able to. So that's it. Now that being said, I should have a whole spate of videos that I want to do, or at least get them shot anyway. Uploading dates will have to be when I've got free time around this whole moving business. Because I actually got myself, where is it? Here it is. Lost it for a second. A big box of chilies. Yes. Yeah, I've got a whole bunch of stuff here, and I might just share it here, what sort of stuff I've got here. So what have I got to start with? So I've got things like, serranos. I've got them all labeled too, so for my own reference. Got some pita peppers here, which, yes, I know you guys can't see them in much detail at this point in time, but fear not, you'll get to. And some of them I'm actually deliberately being a little bit cagey about, because on the Facebook group I've been a bit mysterious about some of them, because I wanted them to be a bit of a surprise. It's silly, but yeah, it's just something that I started there, so I'm going to continue it. Let's see, we've got some padrons here. By the way, these groups aren't all that's there. They're just the ones that I grabbed best ones and bundled them together. Let's see. I've got some Jamaican hots in here as well, which are really cool. Some Nargilin Pure Strain Butch Teas. No, Butchalokias. Butch Teas, idiot. I was looking at the label for the next one. Yeah, Butch Teas. So those are going to be scary as hell already, I know that. Let's see. Got Corno di Toro Rosso, Red Bullhorns. This one's a little bit dried ish, because I yeah, I received them last week, but I got sick, so I couldn't do them straight away. So yeah, I'm gonna have to get right onto that. It'll taste alright. It's just a little bit wrinklier than they usually are. Let's see, that's some more Peters. Oh yeah, yellow Marugas. Yeah, and that face was because I know these things' reputations like Marugas. I know what they can be like. I've seen people reel from those who handle chilies that I can't eat straight faced. Some Anaheims, which are really good. I haven't seen too many reviews of these, so this is going to be pretty nice. I heard of the reputation though. Let's see, some dropped one, but chocolate bujilokis should be nice and scary. Some kashabel, I think it's pronounced. They're named for a rattle because when they dry out, they rattle. They're really cool. Let's see, some choc marugas. Yeah, another one that's scary. What have we got here? Got a good one in here somewhere. A dougla. And I've realised that one of my early videos I pronounced that word horribly wrong. I think I said like Douglas or something. Yeah, it's dougla is how it's pronounced. I got corrected on that. So yep, got one of those. Another one that's dried out a little, but yeah, I've got some Frigitellos, pepperoncinis they get called, I believe anyway. They're a good Italian one. Some other cool ones in here buried. Here we are. Portugal Hots. They're one I haven't seen reviewed yet, so that'd be cool. Some cherry bombs. And they do look cool too. Yeah, jumping ahead, but check that out. That's neat. Yeah, got another one in here, another variety in here somewhere, buried in this mix. Oh yeah, Trinidad 7-pod as well. Oh, and I've got some red marugas in here somewhere as well, I believe, unless I gave a few things away because I've been trading for rare plants and seeds, so bear with me while I make sure that I didn't do a dum-dum and give all of mine away. Oh no, that's right, I found at least one. There, got one to review. Yeah, red maruga. And I believe that's all she wrote on those. Apart from those, I've also got, and I'll be sharing that when I get a chance, a video like after I've done all that stuff. There'll be this thing which I grew out of my garden. It's a 7-pod pink. Now, yes, it doesn't look very pink right now. Reasons why they're called that, and I'll probably end up repeating myself in my main video on this, is that just before they flush in this orangey peachy colour, they turn like a pale pink colour just before that. So yeah, that's really nice. That thing, yeah, like the theme for my garden should be ninja pods because this one and a whole bunch of I've got some ahis out there. They were sugar rush ahis. They just sprung up out of nowhere, and like I tend my garden fairly regularly, but the thing is, in amongst all the foliage, I didn't even notice these pods, and especially this one. This one was actually halfway developed before I even noticed that I even had one. So it's cool because that plant was I haven't seen too many around in here in Australia, and I'm really looking forward to it actually because I heard it's really good. So so that shall be done. And the other thing I've got too is I've got a fairly good supply of some Caribbean red habaneros just for the hell of it. Not that I really need too much filler content at this point in time, but you know, they are different from your basic reds that I've seen in say supermarkets and things like that. So they're worth having a crack at. Yeah, so that's a box of goodies that shall be getting done. Let's see. Not much else to speak of coming up that I can promise straight away. I am aware of some chili challenges and bits and pieces in a few places around my surrounding area. So in the future, that shall be done. Things like a scorpion chili hot wings challenge, stuff like that. So I can't promise times and dates and stuff like that, but I'll say that it will happen at all. So that's a little something I guess you can look forward to in the long-term future. And apart from that, I think we're pretty much caught up on all the details and bits and pieces. So with that lot there, like I said, because we've had a little bit of, like one or two varieties in there a little bit more wrinkly than they should be. They're still really fresh and they still smell great, but they're going to have problems if I leave them too long. Um, yeah, what it means is that I'm going to have to sort of get hoofing on those. So what I'll be doing is more than likely each day that I have a chance to get stuck into doing reviews, I'll be doing one of the milds and one of the hots in the same day. So what that means is that you guys will get a heap of content. So yeah, that's pretty much everything caught up. Exciting things are coming, and yeah, like I said, if you're not already, I don't know why you'd be over here if you weren't, but just in case, jump over to the main channel. Links in the description down there. Um, yeah, just check it out. There's some good stuff coming. Especially now that we're all caught up and that you should be expecting anytime I announce things here, then that should be rolling on over there now. So that's it from me for today. Hope you guys enjoyed my babbling and yakking on about stuff. And I will be seeing you guys some later on. So until then, keep it spicy and enjoy.